Hi, hello everyone, and welcome to this channel called as UPSC Edge. So this is Nisha Nujumuddin, your educator in academy. I'm an economist, teacher, entrepreneur, and YouTuber, having 6 years of teaching experience, and I've taught 60 plus GS batches. Apart from that, you can just go through my profile. I'm also the educator in chief for this YouTube channel called as UPSC Edge. So don't forget to subscribe this YouTube channel, guys, and get all the updates of my quality sessions. And I'm also one of the top plus faculty in an academy. So now if you want to follow me for my plus courses, which are paid in the paid platform and also in the free platform, very simple, follow me at Unacademy profile, guys. So now I do daily free special live classes at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. These two timings are fixed. So I do MCQ series at 6 p.m. and also at 8 p.m. also same thing. So it is 6 p.m. is a 1000 wala MCQ series class, and at 8 p.m. it keeps on changing. One day we do the entire yearbook MCQs, then after that Yojana magazine, then Kurukshetra magazine, etc. etc. But the timings are same. To get the link of this free special live class, very simple, follow me via Unacademy, Telegram channel, and also the YouTube channel ka description box, because below the description of this particular video I have given the link of all my sessions for a better understanding. And now regarding the paid platform, matlab the Unacademy Plus subscription, where you can avail quality courses of me on a continuous basis, and also all other quality educators with proper weekly discussions, doubt clearing, quiz, etc. Enroll soon for Unacademy Plus platform, because now batches are starting in Unacademy, guys, which will be very useful for the UPSC aspirants. And now whether you go for 6 month, 1 year or 2 year, I can help you with my referral code nisha.nujumuddin or UPSC Edge. The name of my YouTube channel itself is a referral code for you people. So you get a discount of 10% from the amount that you pay as a fees for your subscription. So you may think that, ma'am, there are so many codes. Why would I use your code? That will be the next question that comes to your mind. But let me tell you, my young officers, very simple. If you are going for a subscription using my referral code UPSC Edge or nisha.nujumuddin, anything that comes to your mind, you will get a discount of 10% directly. Plus extra 10% also you get, up to 20% you can get. So now for more details regarding that, contact me via my Telegram channel. And the name of my Telegram channel is Nisha Nujumuddin at Unacademy for UPSC. Again, the link of this is given below the chat description box. Okay? And now, today the topic of discussion is all about top MCQs of the day for UPSC CSE 2020. So now on a daily basis, we'll be discussing most important MCQs, guys, with a proper explanation. And this is part 1 of this particular course. And in this course, we'll be having a discussion of daily current affairs MCQs, and now both static plus dynamic concepts will be discussed here, guys. And now a 360-degree coverage of the concepts will be done in my course. So the whole point is, just by giving you simply some question answer, that will not help you in a realistic manner. So what I'll do is that along with giving you a question answer, I'll also make a point of having a 360-degree coverage of the concerned topic. So now a quick revision of all what we've studied is done. So you need not get back to your books again. So you're able to save your time as well for your preparation strategy. Apart from that, the most highlighting part of my classes, I also teach the method of approach called as the method of KEC. The method of keyword technique, elimination technique, and comparison technique. Don't worry, I'll be telling you what that method is all about in the coming slides. And also to follow me on a regular basis with regard to this KEC method of approach via the polling method and all, follow me for the free special live class at Unacademy, which I already told you, which takes place at 6 p.m. And also at 8 p.m. in the evening time. So it will be even beneficial for the working class people also, because the timings are in the evening. So it is probably convenient for all the category of people to attend the classes. And now this is the schedule of my free YouTube sessions, guys. I do a prelims daily session discussing about the facts of the day, followed by crash course on PT 365, then top MCQs of the day. Apart from that, some special content videos of tricks, tips, memory, etc. You can just go through. So don't forget to subscribe this YouTube channel called as UPSC Edge and click the bell icon for the notifications of all the quality videos that I upload. Okay, and keep sharing this to as much as possible, to as many students as possible, so let many people benefit out of the quality lessons which we are making on this YouTube channel, my young officers. So yes, I think you've got a complete idea as to what we are doing in this particular session and regarding the Unacademy Plus platform and all. And as I told you guys, whether you're going for subscription and for any of the details of my free special live class at Unacademy, the plus paid class at Unacademy, or the YouTube sessions, and for the PDF of all my lectures, very simple. Contact me via Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box of this video. Please go and click on that and join. And now subscribe this YouTube channel, and now the various other platforms where you can follow me is one is Facebook group, then Insta, Unacademy profile, compulsorily follow me there, and also via mail. Okay, and this WhatsApp is given only to the plus students who are subscribing for the plus courses using my referral code for the personal mentoring program, because when you use my subscription, apart from the 10 plus 10 20% discount, you are also becoming part of the personal mentoring program conducted by me, because UPSC is not just about teaching and going, it's about a proper guidance or a mentoring that you get, right? So as a teacher, I am also a mentor for so many students, and I've mentored n number of students since 6 years, guys. So that program is also given by me, because I understood that mentoring is also one of the most important perspective for a UPSC aspirant. So that will be available to you once you are a part of the plus program. Okay, and for that, keep this in mind, guys, UPSC Edge as the referral code. And also don't forget to enroll for the free special live class which I conduct on a daily basis at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. I hope this timings are perfectly into your brains. Now, before starting, guys, it's always important to boost up our motivation, right? So yes, the quote of the day for my students is, trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. Absolutely right, guys. Once you have a trust in yourself, believe me, my young officers, you get an inner confidence in yourself to achieve whatever you want. So now this is an MCQ series. So since it is an MCQ series, guys, you have to place a trust in yourself that yes, you people know much better, and you people are going to do amazing in this MCQ series by giving the right answers and also applying the method of keyword elimination comparison technique which I teach you. So yes, rock the test, don't stress, and just do your best. So it's quiz time, guys. Let's begin the quiz series by going with the anthem of Unacademy. Let's crack UPSC CSE. And to begin with, guys, the first question of today's session under top MCQs of the day topic is, Itolism is a drug that has been granted restricted emergency use for moderate to severe COVID-19 patients recently. By whom, guys? By your DCGI. The question is, this particular drug is a drug used to treat which of the following diseases? Such a simple question. Even if you get back to the prelims facts of the day class, which I conduct in YouTube, you will be able to understand, because I showed you pictures also of this based on this drug. Remember? So quickly give the right answer. Option number A tells malaria, B psoriasis, C hepatitis, and D tuberculosis. From these options, it's very very easy to understand that the answer is what? So yes, the answer is option number B. It is none other than psoriasis. So thus, if you see, guys, this particular drug called as itolizumab, it is a monoclonal antibody, and now already it has been used for severe chronic plague psoriasis. And recently, what is the current affairs perspective? If you see, on July 13 in the newspaper, we would have seen that they were granted restricted emergency use. By whom, guys? By your Drugs Controller General of India, based on clinical trials data, because currently we know the COVID-19 pandemic is a huge threat for the entire globe, not only for one or two countries. So now a proper vaccination is not developed as of now, but then inventions are going on to develop it. So now in that situation, they said that your DCGI said that they have to place a restricted emergency use for this kind of drug called as itolizumab for controlling this COVID-19 stuff. And thus, if you see, this particular indigenous drug has now been repurposed for, not for psoriasis but for COVID-19, because they could see some positive results in that as well by using this. Now the next question is, consider the following statements with respect to Family Planning 2020 movement. So look at the keyword. The keyword is Family Planning 2020. The first statement tells, the movement is an outcome of the 2012 Brazil Summit on Family Planning. Second one, India is a fundamental part of the global Family Planning 2020 movement. Third one, the movement hosted by UN Foundation is based on what? The principle that all women, no matter where they live, should have access to life-saving contraceptives. So quickly give the right answer, guys. Look at the keyword of the question. So one keyword is Planning 2020 movement. The next keyword is what? Identify the correct statement. As I keep telling you every now and then, guys, what is more important is what? How you literally identify the keyword. When you get a question, the first thing is identify whether you have to go for the correct or the incorrect statement. That is one of the trick that is involved in what? In UPSC CSE. So once you identify that, 95% of your silly mistakes are avoided. So now the first keyword is to identify the correct statement, and the next keyword is with regard to family planning movement. So now go for the method of comparison in KAC. So now, do you think all the three statements are connected? Yeah, maybe more or less. So thus if you see, the answer is option number C. Only the second and third one is correct, whereas first one is wrong, because the second and third one, it makes a sense, because our country India, we all know that we are a part of this movement. With regard to the population, we rank number 2. So of course our country India would be a fundamental part of this global FP 2020 movement. So second one is practically correct. And third one, we all know that family planning means obviously the term contraceptive, they are connected. So again, the method of comparison in KEC enabled you to understand that the third one is also correct. So now when 2 and 3 is correct, go to your given code. Which are the options having 2 and 3 together? If you see, option number A is eliminated, D is eliminated, because they don't have 2 and 3 together. Out of C and D, you have to make a choice, because you have 2 and 3 together in the option, but option number D also has 1. But now when you get back to the topic of discussion, there is something called as Brazil Summit and 2012. But the question is about what? Family planning 2020 movement is the question. So thus if you see, it is not Brazil, guys. This particular movement is not an outcome of the Brazil Summit, rather the London Summit. Of course, the 2012 outcome only, but not Brazil, but London. Clear? That is why the first one was wrong. You had to eliminate it. Clear? Which made your answer option number C. I hope the method of KEC is perfectly clear for you people in understanding how to apply this particular so-called method of approach. Now, as you saw in the question, guys, this family planning 2020, it is an outcome of the 2012 London Summit on family planning. Okay. And in that particular summit, I can tell you that more than 20 governments of various countries, they made a lot of commitments with regard to addressing the policy, then with regard to financing of this particular project, then with regard to delivery, social cultural balance, etc., to women. Because family planning means obviously it is connected to women, right? Because it is based on accessing the better information with regard to contraceptives, etc. And now this movement called as Family Planning 2020 movement, it is led by how many member group, guys? 23 member reference group. And now that is operated or functionalizing on a daily basis by a secretariat. And now this movement is again hosted by whom? None other than the foundation called as United Nations Foundation. And thus this particular FP 2020, it is based on the principle that all women, look at the keyword, all women, no matter where they live, should have access to what? None other than life-saving contraceptives. Not just simple contraceptive, but rather life-saving. That is very important. That is the whole idea of this family planning program of 2020. And our country, India, guys, we are a major part of it. Okay. And also the government of India. Another important point is that we have invested a substantial domestic funding to achieve the ambitious goals of the family program 2020. The reason is because, as I told you initially, our country India, we are ranking number 2 with regard to the world population after China. That is one of the major reasons why we are a main or integral part of this particular FP 2020 movement. I hope this question is very clear to you. Another important thing which I want to tell you people is that in UPSC there is something called as extreme words. So just like your vowels, guys, what are vowels? A, E, I, O, U. Similarly, in UPSC, some extreme words are called as only, all, never, etc. So now in such kind of words, the possibility is that 95%, I will not say 100%, guys, because there is some sort of variation. That's why I go for 95%. It is said that 95% of chance is there for these statements with so-called extreme words to be wrong in the question. Whereas 5% chance is there for the statement to be correct, applying the method of KEC. In that comparison method, guys, which I taught you in identifying the right answer. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you have such kind of extreme words in the question. It will enable you to go for the method of elimination very easily, but still you have to be a little cautious in reading and establishing a connection in the question. These are the different tips and tricks that UPSC gives you. I hope you got the trick, because following my regular 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. class, you would have now been the masters of MCQs. That's why it is always recommend you people to come for the Unacademy free special live class, which I conduct on a daily basis, because you have an amazing option called as polling there. You can poll the answers. In YouTube, that facility is not available, but in Unacademy app, it is available. So do come and be a part of it and enjoy the classes, guys. Anyways, now the next question is, with respect to tiger estimation in India, consider the following statements. First one tells it's a survey conducted once in every 5 years. Second one, the estimation is steered by National Tiger Conservation Authority with technical backstopping from the Wildlife Institute of India. Third one, India has achieved its target of doubling its tigers, made at St. Petersburg in 2010, much before the target year of 2020. And now this is one of the hit list topic for UPSC. The reason is because I've told you many a times in various classes which I've conducted that questions based on conservation of tiger or anything based on tiger is very, very important. There are chances for you to get this in the UPSC examination. Because in the previous year 2019, 10 plus questions which I predicted guys came for the examination from my plus courses and special class courses. So this year also, yes, I'm expecting some couple of questions to come. So with that hope, I am predicting some hit list topics. So kindly, without fail, go through the topic before going for the examinations. Okay? Any questions can come. Now, from the tiger estimation, guys, we have done a lot of questions based on St. Petersburg Declaration. We know that we have achieved a lot as well, right? So now if you see the last statement, it appears to be a little correct, because though the target was 2022 also, our country India was having a proud movement of achieving the target way before that. So the third one is practically correct. But what about the second and first one, guys? Do you think the tiger estimation is conducted in every 5 years or 3 years? That is a keyword which you have to use your brains and think. And now if you see, the answer is option number C, guys. Only the second and third is correct, whereas first one is wrong, because it is said that the All India Tiger Estimation is conducted how? Conducted in once in every 5 years. Look at the keyword. That keyword once in every 5 years made it incorrect. Actually, that is not the case, guys. Okay. Thus, the fourth cycle of All India Tiger Estimation 2018 that was conducted, guys, and that was declared to the nation on Global Tiger Day in last year. And now again, our Indian Prime Minister Modi did that, guys, and that paved the way for our country India to enter the Guinness World Record for being the world's largest camera trap wildlife survey. So what is this camera trap? Camera trap is nothing but fixing the cameras in the forest, and whereby it has some censoring technologies. So when the animal is moving in the wild forest, they'll be able to take a count and capture better photographs and all. That is called as camera trap. Already in one of the prelims facts class, I have told you what that is all about. You can just get back to July 13th prelims facts video in YouTube. In that I have spoken about this particular topic as well. Take care. And now this All India Tiger Estimation, it is the fourth such tiger survey since 2006. So since 2006 they are conducting, and till 2018 if you see, only 4 survey has been conducted. Okay, and the basic objective is nothing but they want to increase or double the number of tigers way before the target. So the target was 2022, but we could achieve before that before 2022. And thus, nearly, I can tell you, a country India, we are the home to 75% of global tiger population, and we have been able to fulfill our objective or goal before the target year. Okay. And as per the latest census, near about 3,000 tigers, guys, is been there. Approximately 2,967 is a figure, but it is nearing to 3,000 now, as per the very recent data. So please go through that. And now, why is the first one wrong, guys? Because of the keyword 5 years. Actually, once in every 4 years, you conduct this All India Tiger Estimation, that survey. That is why the first one was wrong. And who steers this estimation, guys? None other than the National Tiger Conservation. And the authority with all the technical backstopping comes from none other than, again, the Wildlife Institute of India. And now, all these stuffs is implemented by whom? Is it the central or state? It is not the central department, but rather the state forest departments and partners, because in every state the number of count for the tigers differs. So that is why the implementation part is done by the state forest departments and the concerned partners with regard to that. Okay, the concerned partners could be organizations, NGOs based on conservation of tigers, etc. The next question is with respect to Ophiocordiscus sinensis, also known as Himalayan Vigra. Sometimes in the news recently, consider the following statement. So an amazing question, guys, based on Himalayan Vigra. Come on, I know that all of you know what Vigra is. Anyways, the first one, it is a fungus endemic to Himalayan and Tibetan plateau. Second one, it has been listed as critically endangered. The next keyword is critically endangered under the IUCN Red List of threatened species. Look at the keyword critically endangered and threatened species of IUCN. Think and give the right answer. So thus, guys, option B tells only one is correct, B only 2, C both are correct, and D tells neither 1 or 2. So do you think the Himalayan Vigra, from the keyword Himalayan Vigra, yeah, maybe they could be endemic to Himalaya because the keyword Himalaya is suiting that. What about the second one? Are they vulnerable or just endangered or critically endangered? That is the next question. And if you see, the answer is option A. Only the first one is correct, whereas second one is wrong. Because we all know that Himalayan Vigra, we have not heard much in news that they are in the verge of extinction or they are critically endangered. We have not heard anywhere like that, right? That is why the answer is option number A, only one. This particular Himalayan Vigra, it is actually a Chinese caterpillar fungus. So again, see all this fungus, virus, bacteria, from where do they come? From China. That is why even China is known for corona, guys, anyways. But even this is also from China again. And recently they've entered what? Your IUCN, that is International Union for Conservation of Nature's red list of threatened species. Now guys, the keyword critically endangered and threatened species. From that we can understand that yes, Himalayan Vigra, they don't belong to critically endangered but rather vulnerable category. The keyword vulnerable was the right option, guys, but it was given as critically endangered. That is why we had to eliminate the second option, which happens to be wrong in the question. Okay. Now, this particular Himalayan Vigra, what is that, guys? In simple terms, it is the world's costliest fungus, and that's a Chinese caterpillar fungus. Okay. And now this fungus, it is sold in the international markets, guys, for up to 20 lakh per kg. Oh my God, which means it is one of the most demandable fungus and the costliest fungus. And now why it is so costly, why this Himalayan Vigra is costly? The reason is because being a fungus also, it is known for its aphrodisiac and rejuvenation property. That is the reason, guys, why it is called as the globe or the world's costliest fungus, costing up to rupees 20 lakh per kg. So next time make a point of having a look at Himalayan Vigra, guys, the most costliest fungus. So I hope you have got the keywords as well. So whenever you study a topic, what is more important is understand the keyword. So when you study with the keyword, you'll be able to understand, okay, how the questions are framed. Point number one for UPSC. Second is, what are the important points you have to make a mind map. So now based on that only UPSC will ask you a question. Nothing more and nothing less they can ask. You understand? So when you start studying with keywords now, you get an understanding as to how to connect the statements, what sense it makes, and then the method of elimination becomes very simple for you people. Because during my preparation time, I used to study like this. So that made me understand that UPSC is not about learning so many concepts or questions and by hearting. No, aisa nahi hai. It is all about the approach you have, the tricks and tips that you have, especially for the MCQ series. Believe me, my young officers, the tricks and tips that only will work for you people, because there is something called as negative marking. So now to avoid that and also to gain marks, so many perspectives are required. So tricks and tips only will help you. And also I've done an exclusive video on this YouTube channel called as effective tips to avoid negative marking for UPSC. You can even watch that for better understanding. Take care, because prelims is nearing, guys, on October 4th. So have the Josh in preparation. So less time, more input, and also getting greater output for the final day when it comes to the examination. Anyways, the next question is, before that, sorry guys, little more information regarding Himalayan Vigra, because there are chances for some questions based on that to come. This fungus, guys, in India, in a place called Uttarakhand, it is called as Khida Jadi. I think now people would have got what this is, because when we said Himalayan Vigra, when we said Chinese caterpillar fungus, maybe you would have thought it's something else. But now Khida Jadi is something which all of you would have heard, because in Uttarakhand that is called like that. The reason is because it appears and looks like a caterpillar. And now it is also endemic to which places? The Himalayan and the Tibetan plateau. And basically it is found in China, Bhutan, Nepal and India. And in India it is only found in Uttarakhand. And the highest reaches of districts like Pithogar and Chamoli. And now why you talk about this particular species, that the reason cited for this inclusion in your IUCN red list is the spread, it has declined by at least 30% over the past 15 years as a result of over-harvesting. So this is one of the sole reasons why this was in news, guys. Okay. The next question is, consider the following statements with respect to what? Tetrastemma frees, sometimes in the news recently. First one tells it's a new species of marine invertebrate found along the regions of northern Tripura. Second one, it feeds on dead and decaying material and helps to recycle nutrients in coastal and deep water sediments. Think and give the right answer. And thus, if you see, guys, the answer for the fifth question is option number B. That is, only the second one is correct, whereas the first one is wrong. Now let me tell you guys why it is so. What is the keyword? The keyword one is to identify the correct statement. The next keyword is what? Tetrastemma frees. So you may think that what that is all about. So now from the first statement and tetrastemma, you understand, yes, it's a kind of invertebrate. Okay, you know about vertebrates, invertebrates now. So now again, northern Tripura, that statement is also connected. But that thus, do you think are they invertebrates? Or that marine invertebrates in northern Tripura? Because is Tripura known for all these things? Definitely no, because if you want to find a marine invertebrate, guys, it should be a coastal area. So Kerala, Tamil Nadu and all, na, mostly you can, the chances of coastal areas are mostly in Kerala, Tamil Nadu and all. So now this kind of invertebrate, that is marine invertebrate, you can't find along the regions of northern Tripura. Rather where? Rather in the southern state of Tamil Nadu, guys. That is why the first one is wrong. Clear? Because Tripura basically it is known for some other perspective, not for such kind of coastal areas and all. And that is why the first one is wrong. And thus this particular Tetrastema freya, guys, it feeds on what? The dead and decaying material. And now since it is feeding on such kind of material, decomposition is happening now. Automatically it helps to recycle all the important nutrients where in the coastal and deep water sediments. And that is why it is said that this particular Tetrastema freya, it is associated with what? With sediments and its predatory guys, because it has a very important role in maintaining the food chain, because food chain is something that is very, very important, guys. Once it gets affected, the entire ecosystem as a whole gets affected. So this particular species has an importance on the maintaining what? The food chain. Clear? So that's all for today, my young officers. So thank you so much. And the quote of the day for my students before winding up is, not many great things have ever been done without struggling. Stand up for your dream, have a definite plan and have a burning desire, guys, so you can get where you want to be. So keep this in mind and go ahead with the preparation. So now stay tuned for more upcoming videos, guys. The part 2 of this top MCQ series will be conducted in the next video. So stay tuned and follow me for all the updates via the concerned channels which I've told you, and everything is good in the description box. So don't forget to put your valuable feedbacks once the session is over. And also via the comment box, you can put forward your queries, suggestions and all, and contact me via the Telegram channel for all the updates. So thank you. Thank you so much, my young officers. Stay tuned for the next video. Till then, bye-bye. Jai Hind.